More iPhone 11 leaks and why Apple could ditch Face ID. New iPhone 11 leaks continue to support the square camera bump rumors and why Apple may move away from a Face ID-enabled iPhone in China. In this week's Apple, whether you're a fan of the square camera bump or not, this is shaping up to be the final design for the 2019 iPhone lineup. Alleged CAD render, all three phones have the same square, but in the case of the XR sequel, show it housing only two lenses. They also show it, and even though we're still about 2 months away from the next iPhone launch, case makers are already starting to bet on these designs. Philip Coroi, according to the rumors, will be a bit thicker than their predecessors, allowing the camera module to lie almost flush with the back of the phone despite its larger footprint. Looks aside, the other big iPhone news this week has to do with Apple's plans to reinvigorate sales in China by offering a cheaper iPhone alternative. Apple will likely stick with Face ID as its main form of biometric identification, but the company may choose to include both in-screen Touch ID and Face ID in the global versions of the 2019 iPhones. Last week Apple announced its chief designer, after nearly 30 years. According to Apple, this week, a report published in the Essays the design guru had been distancing himself from Apple for years because of conflicting opinions about the direction the company was headed after Jobs. It says that the news yet. Tim Cook was apparently not in agreement with the journal's portrayal of the situation, calling the article absurd after it went live. In an published, it hasn't responded directly to the report, but is quoted in praising the team and the company. The WSJ
Raindrop, truck top, top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.